Hi, this is Terry Kuti with Deep Sea Foundation, and I am with Ginger Hultin today. I will introduce her in a minute. We are trying a new format today. We are recording this in a rather unprecedented time during the global pandemic of the coronavirus and COVID-19. Ginger and I were going to sit and have coffee together here in Seattle. We are both based in Seattle. We couldn't do that. So we are practicing social distancing today in our separate homes and recording a video for you. Ginger is a Seattle-based registered dietitian, nutritionist, and she's owner of Champagne Nutrition. You can find her on social media under the name Champagne Nutrition on Instagram, Facebook, and on Twitter. So be sure to check out her website. Ginger, I think it's champagnenutrition.com.
Right.
And my favorite part, check out my favorite part of her website, and it's the blogs. It has some delicious and healthy recipes. I'm actually holding one today. So let's have a toast to everyone's health this morning. I am holding some pomegranate juice with some sparkling water, and I've got a lemon in there to infuse it. Thank you for the recipe, Ginger.
Nice. Cheers.
So, cheers to you too, and to everyone out there, and we're wishing you all good health. So what we're going to do today, since we are recording the first Zoom during the coronavirus, Ginger, I want to talk to you about stocking up. We've all stocked our pantries, hopefully, most of us.
Yep.
And let's talk about healthy eating from the pantry for breast cancer patients. I get a lot of questions. I'm going to let you take over and let's roll with that.
Yeah, this is such an important topic all the time, actually, but especially now. So many of my patients are immunocompromised. They have recently had a surgery. Maybe they're in treatment. Maybe they're in an age bracket that's a higher risk. And so people are stocking up on frozen, canned, pantry foods and getting creative with which varieties of those are healthy and how to really stay at home, stay safe, but still eat healthfully. So there's a lot of information circulating about that. And as a dietitian, this is one of my specialties, and I'm really happy to be here with you talking about this today.
Well, we're happy to have you. So what do we make?
There's a lot of options. I think sometimes we feel a little frozen, like, oh, I don't have fresh foods. What do I do? But there are actually really great options. Broadly speaking, during this time where you can't get to the store as much and you're using on-hand goods, you're thinking about things like soups or chilies. Pasta recipes are fantastic. You can get creative with bean and rice bowls or a variety of rice dishes. And then also there's always really fun things you can do with oats and then also smoothies. So the bottom line here is there are ways to create balance and eat very healthfully with these on-hand dry or frozen or canned ingredients.
Yeah, I think that's a good point. We always think we have to run to the store to get those perishable items. And so all of those things you mentioned are so healthy. Let's talk about the anti-cancer foods specifically.
Yeah, I think that's really on the top of all our minds, and it's really important, and I don't think we need to let that go during this time. So some of the most anti-cancer foods you might already have in your pantry. I'm thinking plant-based foods, including like very high fiber foods like beans. Canned beans are fantastic. They have been linked to better outcomes actually in cancer treatment. They're very anti-gastric cancer. They're just awesome. So tons of fiber, vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, all in beans. And a lot of times people ask me, is one bean better than the other? And the answer is no, all of them have really great anti-cancer properties. So that's one of the foundations, and I would feel free to just use beans and lentils as much as possible during this time. So that's one of my favorites.
You must have been reading my mind through the computer, because I was going to ask you if there were specific ones, but it sounds like they all, have good anti-cancer properties. So, how about supporting items that would support the immune system?
Yeah, this is an important conversation to have, but I did want to highlight that when I talk about foods or vitamins that support the immune system, and I'm not saying that if you eat these foods, you like protect yourself against the flu or coronavirus. So still staying at home, social distancing, washing hands, all of that is a foundation of not getting sick. But we also can support the immune system with food. And so those are a little bit two different conversations. However, it's important to have a good immune system. It helps with healing. It is naturally anti-cancer, and foods do play a role in that. So a couple that I wanted to highlight include like vitamin C. You hear about that all the time. It actually is an antioxidant, and it helps the body quench free radical damage. So that assaults that we get just from normal living, breathing, metabolizing, but also from the environment. Vitamin C really helps protect the body there. And you'll find that in frozen berries. Any citrus you have, citrus lasts for a long time, so pick up some oranges and lemons next time you're at the store, or have someone else do it for you. Bell peppers, those can be included in a lot of different anti-cancer and pantry stable recipes, and then frozen for later too. So lots of options for vitamin C. I also wanted to highlight zinc. Zinc is, I think, very, very important for the immune system, but a lot of people don't think about that one as much. So there's some evidence that zinc actually helps the body fight off both bacteria and viruses. So it is really important in the immune system. And the good news is you can find zinc in nuts and seeds. So that's something that really is in a lot of people's pantries. Also beans. So beans are the magical food of today. Any meat or poultry or shellfish that you have at home. And also you can have those foods frozen, and they still have a lot of zinc. Zinc's a mineral, so it's a wonderful thing to get from those types of foods. And all of that being said, I also wanted to highlight that protein is a really important aspect of both your immune system, because it's so much a part of the cells that actually make up the immune system and are fighting for us. But it also is an important part of healing, especially if you've gone through any sort of surgery or anything like that. So protein is in, of course, meat and shellfish and poultry, but also in foods like beans. So again, lots of options there that you might have in your pantry or in your freezer.
You know what I do sometimes? I think I'm tricking my mind. So, I am a chocoholic. I will be the first to admit it. I love M&Ms.
Okay.
Always have. So I tricked my little mind. You were talking about frozen berries.
Mm-hmm.
I literally, and I did this when I was healing from my deep flat breast reconstruction, actually.
Mm-hmm.
I literally took frozen blueberries out of the freezer. I put them in a cup, and because they have a little bit of crunch when they're frozen, and I love blueberries,
Mm-hmm.
I would just get a cup of them and I would eat the frozen blueberries.
That
My
is
pretend M&Ms.
That's really perfect. Frozen blueberries are very high actually in vitamin C. So that's a perfect example. You can eat them on their own like a snack, like a dessert. You can put them in a smoothie. They're amazing in oats. On my blog, actually, I wanted to share, I have this really cool oat bake recipe. And so you bake oatmeal and put blueberries in it, and then it freezes amazingly. You can have it all week.
Oh, wow. I'm going to check that out, because typically my husband and I, we eat a lot of steel cut oats. And
Yeah.
even this morning for breakfast, I put the frozen blueberries in the bottom of a big cup, and I make the Irish oatmeal, let the blueberries thaw a little bit, make the Irish oatmeal. It takes about 20 or 30 minutes. Put it on top of the frozen blueberries, put some walnuts on it. So I'm going to check out your recipe.
Awesome. Yours sounds really good too.
Yeah. So a quick question that came to mind. You were talking about vitamin C, the zinc, boosting the immune system. As we wrap up here, I think what we have to think about too is our elevated stress levels during this time. Can you address that?
I'm so glad you brought that up. I mean, this is so unprecedented. There's so much stress going on. I think there's worry on all our minds about global health, but also about our own health and how this could affect businesses, family, our own health over time. So I think it's really important to seek stress reducing strategies. It's really important to focus on sleep. It's really important to focus on physical activity, which can also help reduce stress. So all of those things are as important as food right now for supporting the immune system.
Yeah, and I might add too, as a two-time breast cancer survivor, and I know you work with so many breast cancer patients, Ginger. We're at different levels of physical capability, I guess is the best way to put it. So even if you are currently in treatment, if you're a little bit unstable, if you're feeling weak from chemo, if the treatments, tamoxifen and astrazole, whatever treatment you are on, if you're feeling a little unstable, grab a friend. Even a walk to the end of your driveway, a little walk down your sidewalk, grab a friend for stability. Any small things that you can do to get out, get some fresh air, and just to have some movement. So I'm really glad that you brought that up. That's good anytime. It's good now. It's good, during this time that we're all sheltered in place too.
It really is. And I can't tell you how many people I've talked to, my patients, especially going through treatment, that say, I felt so tired this day, or I didn't feel well, and then I took a 10-minute walk and I really felt better. So whether it's fatigue or nausea or even neuropathy in the hands and feet, any instability, walking with a friend is great. If that's not an option, there could be some really nice gentle workouts you could do at home, even some stretching, just something to move the body, depending on if you have any healing sites or whatever. Work with your medical team to find out what's safe at any given time, and find a way to add some gentle movement into your day, because it can be so helpful for healing and for stress management. And I think it can feel like self-care when there's so much going on in the world right now.
Yeah. You gave some really great tips. I'd like to do a follow-up video with you too, Ginger, after we wrap this one up. And maybe we can just do it on the healing elements of nutrition for breast surgery. But I have to tell you, I'm very happy, even though we couldn't meet in our favorite little coffee shop here in Seattle, I'm very happy that we have this platform during this time of isolation,
Yeah.
so that you can help our viewers understand what good nutrition is during breast cancer. So thank you so much for joining us today. Stay safe. And we're going to get together really soon and have that coffee.
I really want to, and thanks for having me. This group is so amazing, and I just thank you for everything you do to support the community too. Anyone watching can reach out to me anytime. I'm here to help. I'm a registered dietitian, like you said. I'm a cancer care specialist, and really just want to empower people going through treatment to feel better and have awesome nutrition along the way.
Yeah, you guys check out Ginger's website, champagnenutrition.com, on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Thanks again for joining us today. Bye.